Hello, thank you for stopping by the channel. I haven't done a pickups video in a while, and since I've been finding some decent things in the wild, I thought I'd do a brief video to show what I've been finding. Of course, it's winter, it's cold, there are no yard sales, no flea markets, but I did find some stuff on eBay, a game on Amazon, and my local electronics resale shop actually had some pretty good cartridges. I was happy about that. First, I've been buying some Commodore 64 books. I know this is a 40-year-old flavor of BASIC, but I've got a bunch of Commodore and emulation systems that can utilize the language, and I always wanted to learn more about it. When I was a kid, I knew the one command needed to load a video game, and that was kind of it. Now, reading it, there's so much more you can do. It's really interesting. First, I bought Beginner's Step-by-Step to the C64 Computer Coding Course on Kindle. I'm 40% of the way through the book, and I really like it. A lot of great information here, from basic commands through some sprite animations. It's pretty nice, and there are some program examples, actually there's tons of them, just to get you acclimated to the different commands in the environment. It's a lot like the other books I've been getting. I got a Commodore 64 Walkabout, and this is sort of a high-level overview of the system. It's a modern book. It talks about modern collecting and sort of things you have to deal with in the current day related to the system. Honestly, thumbing through this one, I was kind of hoping for less of that and less sort of modern collecting theory and maybe more discussion on more technically focused information, but it's okay. I got Mastering the Commodore 64, which is a reprint of an older Commodore 64 book that is definitely technical in nature, and it should be great for reference. I got the Commodore 64 Exposed, which is a hard copy, sort of a technical manual, and I actually got a book from 1983 in pretty good shape. It's not a reprint, it has all the commands, talks about sprites, programming, and this was really what I was hoping for. I also ordered a copy of the original Commodore 64 manual, but that hasn't arrived yet. It just felt right for me to buy one. I also found a bunch of technical manuals on archive.org in PDF form. They'll work on a tablet and on the Kindle as well. Personally, I'm a hard copy guy, but these books are not easy to track down in the wild, and if I do find them, they want unreasonable prices for them, so I'm going to stick to digital for now. Getting to the games, for the Switch, I found a game called Astronite. It's a 2D platformer, and it's in black and white, and I know little about it except I was scrolling through Amazon, and I stumbled on something I was not aware existed before. It looked cute enough, so I bought it. We'll give it a try, see what it's like. I bought some Famicom cassette cases off of eBay. I think cassette case is the best title I've found for these. I bought these from a Japanese reseller. I did this a year ago as well for a bunch of other cases, but I got a couple of lots of Famicom carts and decided I wanted to get cassette cases for those as well. So I found these online. I think they were $2 each before shipping, and it was coming from Japan, but the seller combined the shipping, so I could buy a dozen or so of these, and it kept the price reasonable, and they keep all my Famicom cartridges safe, which is great. They're all different colors. Some have writing on them or stickers, and I just leave them as they are because they're unique, and I like them. I think this may be what they used in rental stores back in the day, but I'm just guessing. So the Famicom games I got to fill these carts, I got 2 lots, and I feel like I got a pretty good selection, and these were games that I didn't have all of these anyway, in terms of the NES equivalent. I got Pinball. This is a yellow cartridge. The way this cartridge looks, this is probably the most generic of the Famicom carts in terms of appearance. Little line going across them. But it's Pinball. You should know what you're getting. I got Donkey Kong Jr., something I didn't have before, I don't think. And I got a game called Mappy Land, which, honestly, I've heard of this before, but I never had it, never played it. It's just sort of a platformer from the time, I guess. Early 80s we're talking. I also got some Mario games, the Famicom equivalent. Super Mario Brothers in this cool-looking cartridge. I got Super Mario USA. This is what Super Mario Brothers 2 was in the United States. I believe there's also a Super Mario 2 for the Famicom, and that's a different game altogether. I guess it's a really difficult game. It was so difficult, my understanding is they didn't release it in the US, so I might try to track that one down eventually. I also got a copy of Super Mario Brothers 3. I got the lot of all these Super Marios together. It was pretty great to get it. I also got Dr. Mario. This was a game I never played when I was a kid, and it's kind of surprising because it's a really good puzzler. I played it on some of the emulation stuff on the Switch for a while, so to get a cart is great. I also got some NES games. These were pretty awesome to find in the wild. Got these all in one place. I think I paid $80 for the pile, but I also got some DVDs thrown in. These are things where I don't feel like I could have got that deal online. Some really good stuff in the pile. I ended up paying like, I think equivalent is 12 or 13 bucks a piece if you divide it that way. Probably the least impressive out of the pile, or at least based on what I know of it so far. I got a copy of Bad Dudes. I never played Bad Dudes. I know very little about it. I did recognize the title, but that's probably the least impressive of the pile. Then I got Tetris. Of course, I love Tetris. For whatever reason, I just didn't have this as an NES card yet. Then I got Metal Gear. Super excited to get Metal Gear. I haven't played this in ages, and as you know, it started off a pretty large franchise. I got a copy of Metroid. Talking top tier NES game. Excited to have it. Copy of Final Fantasy. I don't know about you, but I haven't been able to get my hands on a copy of Final Fantasy for a while. So to walk in and just have one there waiting for me, love it. Probably the most important one out of the whole pile, I think anyway. Mega Man 2. We know this is an awesome game. This is like probably one of the top games for the entire system, but to walk in and just get a copy. Somebody apparently traded in their collection, and I got to get my pick of a few games, so happy to get it. Well, that's all I have today for my February pickups. Just thought I'd share, thought you might find it interesting, and thanks for stopping by to take a look. Hope to catch you on another video.